Today, good morning students. Today in this session we are going to see the second chapter of first unit, the VB.NET crash course. In the introduction class itself we study about the introduction of VB.NET. It is the latest update of the popular programming language Visual Basic. You all are know. It enables the developers to build application for PCs. First, it is built for DOS, disk operating system, and then the application is built for Windows operating system. To shift the applications into new era of .NET and the internet, Microsoft update the Visual Basic to include new features and get the advantage of .NET framework. Okay students, here we are going to see about the fundamentals of VB.NET. Likewise, the other programming languages, VB.NET consists of variables, constants, operators. Next, variable types, creating functions and subroutines to modularize code, executing conditional processing, looping and flow control, handling errors and exceptions, using object-oriented techniques, using threading techniques, writing simple .NET console application using VB. These are the fundamentals we are going to study here. Okay students, I think you are well versed in these topics like variables, constants, functions, conditional processing, errors and exception, object oriented programming concepts. Is it students? Okay, we move on to variables, constants and operators. What is variable? What is variable? It is a temporary location. It is a location to store the data for the program. For example, in a sum of two program, for example, a simple program to calculate the sum of two numbers. In that we need three variables. For what? For getting first number, for storing the first number, for storing the second number. Afterwards, the sum is stored in another variable. It may be A, B and C, or it may be number 1, number 2, number and result. That is the variable. It will store the data for the program. Next, constants. What is constants? Constants are just like a variable. They also hold data. They also hold some data. But the data cannot be modified. It should be constant. It cannot be changed at any time. Once we define the constant which can't be changed anywhere or anytime inside the program. For example, we are declaring a constant value for pi. What is the value of pi? 3.14. It cannot be changed. It is a standard value for pi. Here, pi is the variable that can hold the data 3.14. 3.14 is a constant data. It cannot be changed. Got it students? Okay. Next, variable types. Variable types means while declaring variable, what are the things in the variables? First, we define the variable name. Yeah, it may be number 1, number 2, A, B, X, Y, P, Q. These are the variable name. Programmers assign variable names, typically choosing name for each variable that describe the data it contains. Next, data type. Each and every variable should have a data type. That means in C, C++, we declare int A, int B, double A, double B. So, the variable A has the data type integer. The variable B has the data type integer. If it is declared as double A, the variable A has the data type double. Is it students? So, likewise, for example, textual data, it may be a textual variable, it may be a numeric data based variable or arbitrary binary data. Next is scope. Scope means the variable exhibit the behavior which defines where in the program, that is where that particular variables can be accessed in the program. You study about this private, public, protected. These are the things scope. Next, here I give an example, dim str username as string. Here the variable name is str username. String is the data type. Next, the dim command tells VB.NET to use a variable in the program with the supplied name and data type. The dim command tells, what are the things the dim command tells? The variable name and its data type. Okay. Next, we move on to VB.NET integral data types. What are the data types? What are the data types included in VB.NET means integral data type and fractional data types, that is integer type and decimal. Integer means whole number and decimal means pointed number, that is integer means integral data types and fractional data types. For integral data types, what are the data types? That is byte, short, integer and long. Each and every data type should have a storage. That means byte need 8 bits of memory. If we have a data type byte, it will take 8 bits of memory. If it is a short, it will take 16 bits of memory. If it is an integer, it will take 32 bits of memory. If it is a long data type, it is a 64 bits of memory. Each and every data type should have a class in .NET. For byte, system.byte class. Short, system.int16 class. Integer, system.int32 class. Long, system.int64 class. Each and every data type should have a range of values. You will see in this tabular column. Okay. Next, fractional data types. Fractional data type means data type used for floating point values, that is decimal values. First is single, next double, next decimal. Single needs 32-bit data type, 32-bit storage of data. Double needs 64-bit storage of data. Decimal needs 96-bit storage of data. This is the maximum value. Next, it is under the class single is under the class system.single, double is under the class system.double, decimal data type is under the class system.decimal. The range of values are declared in the last column. Next, declaring, how to declare and how to assign variable. How to declare the variable from our Visual Basic itself? We are declare variable by using the dim statement. Dim variable name as data type. Here the variable create a storage for a data type. The variable is str username. If we want to assign a value to the variable in the declaration section itself, just provide the assignment operator and assign the value. Here I give an example, dim str username as string equal to testing123. It should be enclosed within double quotes because we specify the data type as string textual data. Okay students, got it? Next, move on to scope and lifetime of variables. Scope and lifetime. Already I told in the third or second slide itself, scope means where the variable should be accessed in the program. It may be either accessed inside the function or whole program or particular location. Declare a variable, then the value that it holds has limitations on where and when it can be accessed. That is scope and lifetime of variables. Variables that are declared inside subroutines and functions are called local variable. Some variables which are declared outside of any subroutines or function are called global variable. That is, the variable declared outside the functions are called global variable. Variable that is declared inside the functions are called local variable. Inside the functions, the local variables can be accessed only inside the functions. The local variables can't be accessed outside that particular function. If it is a global variable, it can be accessed the whole throughout the program. Okay, students. Next, we move on to arrays. You are all know about, you are all have the enough knowledge on arrays. What is array? Array is a derived data type. It is a collection of data elements that all have the same data type. If we declare an array as integer, the value should be, all the values stored in the array should be integer value. If we say, declare the variable array variable as string, all the values stored in the variable should be textual. Arrays are a collection of data elements that all have the same data type. It also have defined minimums and maximums for the subscript. That is, the array index start from 0 and the array index end in n minus 1. That means the number of array size minus 1. If the array size is 10, the array index starts from 0 to and end on 9. Okay. It also have next it also have different minimums and maximums for the subscripts used to reference the array element. Two code example here. I show the example for one subscript and two subscript. That is one dimensional array and two dimensional array. First code show dim ARY string array 5 as string. That means the array ARY string array variable consists of 5 locations to store the 5 bits to store the textual data. Next, dim ARY grid 10, 10 as boolean. Here we can store boolean value 10 rows and 10 columns. The next, the redim statement. From here itself we study only dim. Here the redim statement. What is redim statement? Yeah, it will change the size of an array after it has been declared. Once we declare the variable as dim, after some time we need extra memory. So we use redim statement. The redim statement is used to change the size of an array after it has been declared using dim. The syntax is redim ARY string array of 15 as string. The first example I show it is a 5 memory location. Here I increase the memory location as 15. To retain the contents of an array, you are resizing by supplying the preserve keyword after the redim command like this. What is the keyword? Preserve keyword. Why we use preserve keyword? While resizing the array, if there is some data stored already, it may be removed while reallocating the array. If we want to preserve the older, if we want to retain the content before reallocating, we just use the keyword preserve. It is an important one word, students. Just listen. Preserve keyword is used to retain the content of the array while resizing the array. Preserve is the keyword used to retain the content of an array while resizing the array size. Got it, students? Okay. Next, move on to converting data types. What is converting data types? We will convert the data type implicitly or explicitly. You study it as typecasting in C++ and Java. Typecasting, data typecasting. Variables can be converted from one data type to another. We may convert the data type from integer to long or long to integer. Here we are going to study about the implicit conversion and explicit conversion. Implicit conversion means that data type conversions are done internally automatically. That is, an implicit conversion process makes assumptions on behalf of the programmer about how the data should be treated during the conversion. Here I give an example, dim int a as integer equal to 3, dim long b as long b equal to int a. This is an implicit conversion. Why it is an implicit conversion? Here I convert the integer data type to long. I assign the variable, integer variable to long variable. There is no problem here, because the long data type has a storage 32 bit. The integer data type has the storage 16 bit. So 16 bit can easily adjustable in the 32 bit. So there is no problem, it will automatically convert internally. That is implicit conversion. Next, explicit conversion. What is explicit conversion? It is the conversion that may be done manually by the programmer. Explicit conversion involves the use of special VB.NET functions to convert one data type to another. We will convert it explicitly because we can't store the data has the data type long into integer, because long data type has the memory storage 32 bit and integer data type has the memory storage 18 bit. So it can't be adjustable. So we must convert explicitly. Next, move on to using constants. Using constants, we already study about this. What is constant? The constant itself, we study about the constant. VB.NET uses constants to assign meaningful, easily recognizable names to piece of data. The syntax is how to assign the constant. While assigning the constant, use the const keyword. Const, C-O-N-S-T. This is the keyword for assigning the constant variable. Const, variable name equal to value. Constants can be either string or numbers. The data type might also be specified. String data type must be enclosed within double quotes. Here is an example for assigning constant. First the constant keyword, next the variable name as data type string equal to mat. It is a string data type, so we enclose the constant within double quotes. Next we move on to operators. Operators. First we are going to see about the arithmetic and comparison operator. You are all have the knowledge on these operators because we study it from the school days itself. Arithmetic operator, assignment operators, bitwise operators, logical operators, etc. First, we are studying about arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators is used for arithmetic operation. Likewise, addition, subtraction, multiplication. How we perform arithmetic operations? Just it needs two operands, and it must be stored in a variable. Here, I give an example: variable equal to numeric expression 1 plus numeric expression 2. Here I list out the arithmetic operators in VB.NET. First operator is exponential operator. It raises a number to the power of an exponent. That is, if we give 2 power 3, we specify this in the program as 2 cap 3. What is the answer? 8 power value. Okay. Next, asterisk operator. It multiplies 2 number. Next, front slash. Front slash divide the 2 numbers and returns a floating point result. That is, five divided by 3 gives the result if we divide 5 by 3. 1 3 is 3, balance we have 2, then we put point and 0. 6 3s are 18, then there is a likewise it go 1.666. Here for this operator we got the result 1.6666. Next, backslash operator is used to return an integer value only. For example, we make a division 5 by 3. It will return only the 1 3 is 3, balance 2. It will return only the answer 1. This is the quotient part, the integer part must be displayed. Next, the mod operator. Mod operator returns only the remainder. That means three mod 2. What is the remainder value? 3 divided by 2. 1 2 is 2, balance 1. So answer is 1. If we divide 5 mod 2, 5 divided by 2, 2 2s are 4, balance 1. Here the answer is 1. Got it, students? Okay. Next, plus operator. It is used to adding 2 numbers. Next, minus operator. It is used to subtracting 2 numbers. Next, we move on to assignment operators. How will you assign values to the variables? With the help of assignment operators. First variable is int myvar equal to in myvar plus 1. Another one is int myvar plus equal to 1 in myvar slash equal to 2. Next, what are the operators you are used in assignment? Equal to, it assigns a value to the variable or property. Exponential equal to, raises the value of a variable to the power of exponent and assigns the result back to the variable. Slash star equal to, star equal to multiplies the value of a variable by the value of an expression and assigns the result to the variable. Next, slash equal to divides the value of a variable by the value of an expression and assigns the result to the variable. Next, integer divisions equal to slash equal to divides the value of a variable by the value of an expression and assigns the integer result to the variable. Plus equal to adding and assigns the value to the variable. Minus equal to subtracting and assigns the value to the variable. And equal to concentrates on string expression and is concentration on string expression, which is help to concatenate the two strings, and symbol is used for concatenating two string expressions. Okay. Next, bitwise operator. Bitwise operator means it compare the bit values of numeric expression. You are all have the knowledge about the bits. In the digital design itself, I taught you how to convert the integer value into binary. Just like the numeric expressions are converted into binary value, that binary values are compared and evaluate them according to the rules of Boolean logic. What are the Boolean logics? And, or, not, and exclusive or. First, here we are going to see about the AND truth table. In the digital design itself, we all know the truth table. AND truth table. What is the output of AND truth table? If all the given inputs are have the true value, then only the output should be true. Otherwise, it may be false. Next, we are move on to OR truth table. What about the OR truth table? If there is any one of the, if both the inputs are false, then only the result will be false. Otherwise, the result will be true. Next, NOT truth table. NOT truth table, it is a complement. If the input is false, the output will be true. If the input is true, the output will be false. Next, move on to exclusive OR truth table. What is the output of exclusive OR? If any one of the input is true, the output is true. If both the if there is a same input, if both the inputs are same, the result will be false. That is, if two inputs are false, the output will be false. If two inputs are true, the output also false. It needs only one input, or odd number of inputs must be true. If there is an odd number of high input, the result will be high. Okay. Next, the bitwise operations using on the numbers 21 and 40. In a program, just we declare it int dim int1 as integer 21, dim int2 as integer 40. Console.writeLine of int1 bit or int2. Here we are going to use the bitwise OR operation. From the explanation itself, I told you convert the integer number into binary number. After that, we perform the bitwise logical operator. Here we are going to perform the bitwise OR operation. Bitwise OR operation. Here 1 0. That means the output is 1. The binary value of 21 is 0 1 0 1 0 1. The binary value of 40 is 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. If we perform OR operation here, the output is 1 1 1 1 0 1. Next, we move on to bitwise operators in VB.NET. What are the bitwise operators? Bit AND operator, bit NOT operator, bit OR operator, and bit exclusive OR operator. Next, logical operators. Logical operators are AND, OR, NOT, and exclusive OR. It will provide the true or false value, dim variable as Boolean. Next, comparison operator. What is comparison operator? Comparing two operands. It may be equal to, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, etc. These are not equal to. These are the comparison operator. Here in our VB.NET, it includes two more comparison operators like and is. Like operator is especially useful for matching string patterns. Next, we see the comparison operators. First, less than. You all have the knowledge on less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. Next, the pattern matching. Here, pattern matching. There is in pattern matching operator, pattern matching characters, there is a list of wild card characters, that is symbols in the first column. First column, that is question mark, asterisk, hash, next character list, next exclamatory sign with character list. If we use question mark For example, here I give cow like C question mark W. So it will match the character. The first character must be C and the third character must be W. The second character may match any character. That is, it will replace a single character. Next, asterisk, it will replace any number of characters. Hash, it will replace the numeric. The question mark and asterisk is used only in string data type. The hash is used only in numeric data type. It will replace any number of numeric characters. Character list, it may match any single character in a array of characters. Exclamatory character list matches any single character not in a certain character list. Next, modularizing your code, that is functions and subroutines. How we develop our program unit wise, that is functions and subroutines, that allows logical organization of program code. It not only to improve readability of code but also to engineer code for greater modularity. What is the purpose of modularity? Is easy readability, easy error correction. It will be you are study it detail on software engineering. Cohesion, coupling, these are come under the modularity. Next, using function. Function is a group of code statement that will be executed and give a result returned back to the code that invoke the function. Here the syntax of function. The function start with the function keyword and end with end function. Here function, my function as integer. Next the program code. After that it end function. Next, if it contains an argument, that is function triangle area. Here we are going to calculate the area of the triangle. Just pass the parameters by val, base as double, by val, height as double. Two inputs are passing as parameters as double data type, and the function return the return type of the function is also double. Next, calculate the area of the triangle, end the function. How to call the function in our program? Just declare the variable to get the function value. Dim dbl area as double, dbl area equal to triangle area of 2 in. We are passing 2 input as parameters. Next, console.writeLine double area. The output will be displayed in the screen. Notice the use of the keyword by val. What is by val? You are all study about call by value and call by reference in the C++ and C itself. Here the call by value, for call by value we are using the keyword by val. Next, we may set the parameters by call by reference. For that we are using the keyword by ref. For call by value we are using the keyword by val. Here we are using, while we are using by ref, it is for call by reference. What is call by reference? It will call the value with the help of the memory location. Next, using subroutine. Subroutines means procedures. It will not be. What is the difference between function and subroutine? Function will return value to the invoked function. Subroutines which does not return any value. They are intended for executing blocks of code when no specific value is needed as output. Here is an example. Here the subroutine is start with sub and end with end sub. Subroutine name, next the statement and end sub. Next, here we are move on to controlling program flow. We are all well versed in this section. What is come under the controlling program flow? If statement, looping statement, switch statement, etc. VB.NET provides a complete set of control structures for controlling program flow, conditional processing, flow control statements and loops. First, we are going to study about conditional processing. First statement is if then else statement. The first type of conditional processing is the if then else. The syntax, if here we can use only one condition. Next, I give the syntax for if else if statement. If condition, then statement 1. If else if statement consists of many more conditions. We can check any number of conditions in this block. If the condition is true, the statement is executed. Otherwise, it check another condition. If the condition is true, that particular statement is executed. Just like it going on. Next, here an example for simple if-else statement. Dim int a as integer equal to 5. Here I declare the variable int a as the data type integer and assign a value 5. Here the int a variable holds the value 5. Next, I check the condition if int a greater than 0 and int a less than or equal to 10. That means the two conditions must be, if the two conditions must be satisfied, the first statement will execute. If any one of the condition not satisfied, it will come to the else part. If a greater than 0 and the integer a, the value contained in the int a must be greater than 0 and must be less than or equal to 10. Here we give the input as 5. So the first statement will execute. If I give it as 15, the else part will be executed. Okay, students. Next, select case statements. Just like our switch statement in C, C++, Java, here we are using select. In VB.NET we are using select case statement. The select case statement was designed to eliminate the overly complex code that results from using else if statements to conditionally branch on the value of a expression. Here is a syntax for select case statement. Just like there we are using switch expression. Here select case expression. Here case expression statement. Here we don't use break and default. For default, here we use case else if. Okay. Next example, I show the example here. Select case expression case math. It will console. What is console dot write line? It's just like a printf statement or cout statement or system dot print statement. Here in VB.NET we display our output in the console window. Next, flow control statement. How to break the statement? It is a poor programming code. It will terminate the program anywhere and it is not a standard coding. Exit statement. Exit is used to leave a function, subroutine or loop. While we use exit, you need to stop code execution within this code structure based on some circumstances that happened previously. It will take the following keywords. What are the keywords? Do, for, sub, function, property and try. Here we are going to see the example for exit. It may be used within the subroutine also. Here we define a subroutine. Sub check password by val password as string. If password not equal to g underscore string password, then exit sub. Else console dot write line, you guess the password, good job. If the entered password is not matched, it will exit it from the procedure. Otherwise, it will show the message, you guess the password. Next, go to statements. Here it transfer execution to a labeled line of code. Here the line, see the third line, go to here. If there is any problem from the second line, it just shift the execution to here. The label is specified in the fifth line. Okay. Next, looping statement. Here the first loop, do loop. The do loop is come into two flavors, that is do until loop. It can execute statement either until the test expression is true or as long as the test expression is true. Do while statement. Next, for next loop. For next loop has a counter variable that increments or decrements with each pass through the loop. Here in VB.NET, it also provides for each next statement. For each next statements are used in the array. In array program, we are using for each. That is, each value in the array should be processed. Next, for each next statements is also used for looping through collection. Next looping statement is while and while is another. Next, do while loop. Its syntax is like the while loop. Okay students, here we conclude. The balance portion will be explained in the next session. Okay, if you have any doubt, just ask me through YouTube channel or WhatsApp group or the Google Classroom. Keep studying students. Okay, thank you.